Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 1997 Nissan Cedric. This one here is a four-wheel drive RB25 version with a turbocharger. Kind of cool that they made the four-wheel drive version with the top-of-the-line RB25 turbo engine. Puts out 250 horsepower. This is, I guess you would consider it an executive saloon or an executive sedan. Similar to the Crown, I guess. Nissan's version of the Crown, most likely. They don't completely line up. The Crown is maybe a little bit upmarket from this, but it is cool. RB25 engine. So in some ways, this is kind of like a suit on a Skyline. Skyline in a suit. Skyline engine, maybe a similar chassis. This is a Y33. Let me just double check. Yeah, Y33. 97,000 original kilometers on it. We're going to be sending this car over to the USA. Just to switch the engine off for now, you can see that it runs fine. And we'll just take a look at the vehicle compared to the auction inspection sheet. Let's just switch this off. You can see 97 to 52 kilometers, and it is authentic mileage, of course. Okay, it has a turbo timer installed. It also, this is a big set of keys, but this one here, it's like a little key purse. You can put your keys in it. Has this person on it. Kind of random. Kind of cool. Yeah. Anyways, the engine will turn off in a few seconds. I think it's set to like 15-second turbo timer. Okay, so these engines are great. Everybody likes the RB25. The RB26 is a little bit more of a racy or race car-y engine. The RB25 is, I guess you would consider it to be more reliable and suitable for most applications. These ones are commonly swapped into other cars like Silvias or into Skylines when their engines blow. I will say that there is some rust in the engine room. Would it be a Nissan without any? It is not on the strut towers like on Silvias and Skylines. Unfortunately, a lot of cars, including the minivans from Nissan, have this problem in various areas. I'm not sure why, but here's where your rust is. Right there. And down there. So absolutely should be ground down and repainted to make sure that it doesn't spread. It looks like it's not going to be too much of an issue. There is also a little bit more right over here. Okay, this was marked on the auction inspection sheet. This is an engine with an intercooler. You can see the intake piping goes down into there. So your intercooler is inside of this. And I can't fit my camera in to show you. Okay, close the hood. Quick look at the car. I do really like the front face on these with the four lights. This is basically the same as a Gloria. Gloria and Cedric are brother and sister cars, the same way that the Levin and the Trudeau are brother and sisters. Which one's the female and which one's the male, I'm not sure. Or they can both be brother cars. Here's the auction inspection sheet. It's a 97 Cedric. Gran Turismo 4 is the type, an ENY33. This is an auction grade 4. Interior and exterior both C. I think it's more like a 4BB, I would say. 97, 141 kilometers, automatic transmission. These never came in manuals. Power steering, power windows, airbag, and the only sales point is that this is a turbo car. Windshield rock chip, which isn't something that I necessarily will point out because it's usually really tiny and not worth mentioning. Interior scratch, wear, dirty. And winter tires. And the wheels aren't the right size in circumference. I mean, like, these came off of a completely different car and they were put on here just for selling the car, I imagine. Winter tires from 2007. You're going to need to get those changed. They probably won't work very well in the snow. Okay, underside has been painted, and it looks like there might be some areas of corrosion that have been painted over. If there's corrosion in the engine room, there's probably corrosion on the underside too. So have a healthy look at it on a lift when the vehicle arrives. It says engine room has rust. Okay, steering wheel wear. Wheel center caps are missing. And then paint marks on the front bumper. Then A1, 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 and A2. A1 is usually too small to even see. There are a few of them that kind of stand out, like this one here, and here, and here. I believe all of these can be polished out. Overall, my impression of the body is very high. The front bumper needs to be repainted, but otherwise the car just needs a proper polish and paint work. Or like, not paint work, but work on the paint to make it look better. Yeah. I think that I've always thought that these are good looking sedans. I feel like Toyota made better vehicles of this era in general, but that's also reflected in the price. So you get this for a good amount less than a Celsior or a Crown of the same era. And if you are a Nissan fanboy, like many people are, or you want to have that Skyline sedan, I mean, they did make a version of the Skyline sedan. This would be less sporty than a Skyline, of course. Bigger body, heavier, softer suspension, that sort of thing. Okay. I still think it is fairly sleek looking. Windshield, front and rear have a nice strong rake on them. Front bumper has a very 90s air intakey look. And I like how the headlights have kind of like an angry eye, how it flattens on the top there. And how the marker is integrated in. Okay, so looking at details, we have some damage on the front bumper here. We have some scuff down there. I do like how you have a fog light here, integrated into the bumper, plus 2 lights for high beams and low beams, I believe. And then marker lights down here. Running lights, marker light, fog light. Okay, you also have some more damage to the bumper there. And it's actually pinched in right here. Okay, now the brakes have been painted silver of all things, and the exhaust has been painted silver. Might have been done to tart up the vehicle for sale at auction or at a dealership in its past life, but who knows. Okay, coming down the side, have a look at the side panel. I'm not going to get into too much detail because I have another 1.5-minute long video showing side panels only. I did just notice something that I didn't notice before, though. Right here looks like it has a very faint dent in it. And it can be a little bit hard to get proper focus on these areas. Okay, yeah, a very fast rear window. I like that a lot. Put a big spoiler on it and some big wheels. It'll look like nothing else out there. It already does. Something like this in the States, people will be like, what? What is a Cedric? Or a Gloria if you buy the Gloria version. Gran Turismo 4? What? PlayStation 2 Gran Turismo? We just redid the intro, so it looks like Gran Turismo. So this is kind of the perfect vehicle to soft launch the new intro. This license plate, he's had it since 1999 at least, because now the license plates have a different style. They have 3 digits here instead of 2. See on mine? Okay, it's plastic handles, but they are chromed plastic, I guess. Open these up. I feel like you don't get a ton of space for the size of the vehicle in here. This generation is better than the 32 generation before it, but is still not a ton of space. Okay, everything in here looks like it's in good condition. You can barely tell the mileage is 97,000 kilometers. Steering wheel and seats are both excellent. Carpets are good. No bad smells of cigarettes. A lot of vehicles in Japan, sadly, are smoked in. This one, not the case, and so that's a nice little win. I mean, if you want to smoke in it and be the first one to smoke in it, that's fine, but I think most people, even if they are smokers, would prefer one that hasn't been smoked in yet. Okay, some weird little antenna that I don't know what it's for. Let me throw the key in. It has a touch screen like all of the stately cars of this generation, but it definitely looks outdated now. CD player. Tape. Oh, I wish it had a picture of a tape like it has a picture of CDs. There are some CDs in here. Why don't we play one? Oh, we are playing one. Volume up. Oh, that volume knob is bad. It has like a second-long delay on changing it. I also don't know about this music, and I don't want to get into trouble with copyright, so let's off that. Stop. You can find out what's on all of the CDs when the vehicle arrives. Tape deck here. Shifter here is leather. It's in good condition. The shifting is all fine. You get a set of cup holders inside here. Wowzer. And Gran Turismo, which just means Gran Touring. A place for your garbage, I guess, because if you don't smoke, you need to use that for something. I'm so glad cars nowadays don't come, like, some of your real estate of your console isn't taken up by a cigarette ashtray anymore. Okay, very nice, very nice, very nice. Steering wheel has an airbag, passenger airbag, and look at this. This must have been cutting edge at the time because it's got airbags in the seats here. SRS airbag. Passenger and driver both have a little airbag integrated into the seat. In 95. Wow. It also says Gran Turismo over here. The car for the driving enthusiast, I suppose. Seats are a nice material. They're just a synthetic, but it does feel nice to the touch. And the charcoal color is quite nice inside. Now take a look at this. This is kind of neat. Regular headrest, right? Regular headrest? Nope. Headrest with a little pocket in it. Yeah. Not sure what you're going to put in there, but I guess you could put a lot of things. You only get one of them, though. A little bit strange. Okay, missing the cigarette lighter adapter here, but you do have an ash... Ooh, not an ashtray. I mean, you could try to stick your cigarettes out in that, but it's a TV plug-in for your video, audio left and audio right. Or maybe that's the other way around. I don't know. It's the one that your Super Nintendo plugs into. And in North America, your NES plugs into it, even though you don't get stereo sound. It's only mono. But in Japan, they never had that. Pop the trunk this way. You could only hook it up with coax here in Japan. And your controllers were hardwired into the console. So if your controller breaks, time for a new console. Okay, here's your CD changer. I guess you can find out what CDs that you have. You can rock the Japanese bands while driving around in your Skyline in a suit. Okay, place for things. It's all kind of cheap, as it was in the 90s. But pretty big trunk. No crumple zones, but a big trunk instead. Okay. Close this up. All right, and close the door, and we're basically done. On a clean car like this, the videos don't have to be that long. And so, not much else to say. We're going to wrap it up. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.